I used to think. Everyone talked to themselves in their head. Little comments, little thoughts. A voice that sounded like, "You, Mini was come." Helpful, even. It reminded me to lock my door, to avoid certain streets at night, to check behind me sometimes. I thought it was instinct, until one night it said something strange. I was lying in bed, half asleep, when the voice said, "Don't turn around." I froze. I wasn't afraid at first. It was my voice. Why would I be scared of my own thoughts? Then it spoke again. "If you turn around, it will know you can hear me." My heart started pounding. I told myself it was stress, lack of sleep, too many horror videos. So I turned around anyway. There was nothing there. No shadow, no movement. Just my dark room and the faint hum of electricity. The voice went quiet. For days after that, everything felt normal. Tô normal. But then the voice started correcting me. When I thought, "I'll go out later," the voice replied, "No, you won't." When I looked at a stranger, it would say, "They're not important." It wasn't advice anymore. It was commentary. And slowly, it stopped sounding like me. It still used my voice. But the tone was different. Colder. More confident. One evening, I stood in front of the mirror and said out loud, "Who are you?" The voice answered immediately, "I'm the part of you that survived." That sentence stayed with me. I started noticing things I couldn't explain. Sometimes I would find doors unlocked, that I clearly remembered locking. Sometimes my phone would have drafts written, that I didn't remember typing. Short sentences like, "Don't forget. He's watching." Tulachi. When I tried to ignore the voice, it got louder. When I listened to it, things went smoothly. Totally. I stopped arguing with people. Stopped hesitating. Stopped feeling guilt. The voice handled those things for me. One night, while washing my hands, I noticed something terrifying. I wasn't thinking. The voice was. I was just following. I looked at my reflection and realized I hadn't blinked in a long time. The voice said, "You don't need to be awake for this part." That's when I understood. It wasn't a voice in my head. It was something wearing my thoughts, using my memories, learning my habits, waiting until I trusted it more than myself. I tried to fight it. I stayed awake for days, wrote notes to myself, set alarms to remind me who I was. But every note ended the same way. My handwriting, my words, and one extra sentence I never remembered writing. "You already lost." The last thing I remember clearly is sitting on my bed, shaking, whispering, "Please stop." The voice replied, softly, "I did. You're the one who keeps talking." Now, when you're listening to this story, and a thought pops into your head that doesn't feel like yours, pay attention, because the scariest thing isn't hearing voices. It's realizing you stopped being the one speaking.